What's up, my lovelies? Welcome back to Moon Catching with Erica. I am your nutritionist and health coach here to teach you how to align your body with your natural rhythm. Today, we are going to talk about your period. I'm even going to show you my period tracker so you can understand why you need to be tracking your period, because yes, you do, and a great tool that I use that helps you do that. Just to warn you, there is going to be some TMI all up and through here. So if you are uncomfortable talking about your cervical mucus, you probably are going to be uncomfortable hearing about mine, but I'm sorry, you have to put on your big girl drawers and let's do this. I am going to share my screen so that you can see the app that I have on my phone and how I input my data each month. So this is my Kindara app, and it opens me up on today, Sunday, March 28th. This is my temperature from this morning, 97.15. And I made a note at the bottom under journal that my temp may be off. And that is because I took my temperature maybe 30 or 40 minutes after I woke up because of a sweet little girl named Reagan. It's still early, so I haven't been able to check other things, but let's just guess. Let's just fill it in for the sake of the video. Let's predict that today it'll be another day of pretty minimum, not all the way to the top, maybe medium volume of egg white cervical fluid. And my cervical position most likely is getting higher and higher, so we'll just put it at medium because I'm not quite at the days of ovulation yet. Ovulation is definitely high, so we'll hit it for medium. And like I said, mine is normally always open and it's getting probably a little bit softer. I, of course, am not bleeding, so I will not mark anything under menstruation. It ain't got to be too TMI, so I won't tell you anything about, sex and not sex, but just know that you can tap this in here. For women who are looking to achieve pregnancy, you would be more caring about the unprotected days. And you can also insert data about your ovulation test kits or your pregnancy kits, which I, of course, am not doing today. But let's just say I did, so we can just see what it looks like on the graph. Did we do everything? Okay. So let's look at the chart for today, the 10th. So this is more of a filled in chart for today, the 10th. I'm just going to highlight it so you know what day I'm looking at. And again, I journaled at the bottom, and if I wanted to, I can double tap and just get a real quick glimpse. Okay, today my temp was 97.15, and oh yeah, my temp may be off. You can see that today was a day that maybe you had sex. You can see your cervical position and how firm it is or open it is. You can even say that you use a ovulation predictor kit, which would catch the LH surge. So if my ovulation predictor kit was positive for today, that will let me know that the LH is surging, which means that ovulation is right around the corner, which coincidentally would actually link up to my predicted ovulation on this chart. But again, we are not actually using that ovulation predictor kit. That's just for an example. But this does give you an idea of how you can use more than one tool in conjunction with each other, but always rely on your own understanding of what's happening in your cycle. This is just a tool, and tools can be wrong. Tools can be inaccurate. So don't 100% put all your eggs, pun intended, in one basket using a tool and not have your own connection, your own understanding of your body. So today is the 10th day of my cycle. You see that up at the top, cycle day, and it is March 28th. So the top row gives the day of the month, and then the bottom row number gives the cycle day. You can even add the lunar phases if that's something you want to track as well. For today, my temperature was lower than what it has been in the other few days, but like I said, I was able to make a note, and the stars at the top are the predictive stars that show my fertile window. But because this is a tool, you need to understand your own body. So by me paying attention and tracking to my own cervical fluid, you see on day 7, 8, and 9, I already had fertile quality cervical fluid. So it doesn't matter necessarily what the stars say because that's just a predictor. So it is close, but it is not exact. Same for these red dots up at the top on the 26th through the 30th. That is a predictor that that is when my next period would start. But if the 26th came and I'm not bleeding, I'm not going to think I'm bleeding, that I'm on my period. So the same for your prediction for the ovulation. This is just a tool, is not to be used as law. Because this month isn't complete, I'm going to swipe back 2 more months. 1 more. And this is a better, basically a better tracking month. You don't have to track everything every day. Another good use of this tool is to track your luteal phase. So your cycle is broken up into the follicular phase, which happens right before ovulation. So anything from day 1 to day 11. And then your luteal phase is what happens after ovulation, which shows from day 12 to day 25 on this cycle. And for that cycle, my luteal phase was 14 days long. And this is an important number to keep track of, let's say less than 10 days or 10 days or less, can be an indication that your body isn't making enough progesterone, and that could be a problem later on. Again, if you normal luteal phases are about 12 to 16 days. This number does not really change. What changes is how long your follicular phases it can be. And this can be disrupted by changes in stress, changes in, different hormones. And by making sure that you understand how long your luteal phase, you can better predict your risk of miscarriage. So my temperature at the beginning of my cycle is lower than it is at the end of my cycle. So it's biphasic, 2 phases of your temperature shift. In this month, I did mark that on the 6th, I did not have any bleeding, nor did I have any cervical mucus. Day 7 through day 12, I did note that I had cervical fluid. And when I was tracking that month, there was a little star and a dark star that said this probably will be the day that you ovulate. It is a predictor. What I used to confirm that I ovulated was on day 12, the temperature shot up very abruptly, very quickly, and that was as a result of the buildup of progesterone in my body, which is what causes the temp shift. The temp shift happens after you ovulate. So the temp shift on the 12th was not to say that I ovulated that day, but I most likely ovulated 12 to 24 hours before then, so on the 11th. Now, if I were tracking my cervical fluid in order to maybe, time pregnancy, I would know that, okay, day 7, 8, 9, 10, these are all days where this would be a good time to time sex with my husband if we were trying to have a baby. After the temp shot up on the 12th, it stayed high for the remainder of my period. Then, when I swiped to the following cycle, you saw that it went down, 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 down. So there was no more progesterone in my body to keep my temperature high. So I'm going to swipe back to the one that we were looking at. Down at the bottom, you can track things like your cervical position. There is an open or a closed option. There is a height option. So I tracked that it was low and open, and then on the 10th, I tracked that it was high and open. And by the way, because I've already had one childbirth, my cervix is never completely closed. I like this app because you can track different things at the bottom. So depending on what you hit in your data section under your journals, we're going to hit the pencil real quick. You can type in different symptoms. So let me just add a symptom. This is going to go in for today because I didn't switch back. But you can just add in different symptoms based on the severity, yellow, orange, or red, and you can track just about anything that you need. You can also, again, like I said, journal at the bottom and just change what you want. There is a customization option that you can add to, but that's in the paid app, which I do not pay for that. that wraps it up. I hope I gave the right amount of information so that it wasn't overwhelming, but it was still very useful. And these are tools that you can now use to track your cycle to understand more about what's going on. Because remember, any deviation can be a clue that maybe this is something that needs your attention. Because like I always say, your body is talking, you just need to learn the language. If you like what you saw today, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and if you want to look out for the next video, hit that notification button. That is it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.